And welcome back. And it's the 27th of Feb. It is the higher plus 5 a day. I can see some algebra to start me off, but either way, let's just get straight into the first question. Okay, simplify fully. Now, again, if you've seen other videos, you will hear me say this a lot. It's a really important thing. Because it's an exam question, it is going to be the case that this will simplify in some way. And that means that most likely, I mean, I can see it does already, but let's pretend I couldn't. It must be the case that this must factorize down to something that has an x plus 1 in. Otherwise, it's going to make the whole thing just a big algebra mess. So if I can think about what two numbers do we multiply to make 2 and add to make 3, well, it is indeed going to be x plus 1, x plus 2. And again, it just means I've got the same factor, which means that things may cancel somewhere along the way. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the denominator the same. So the left-hand one is already x plus 1 over x plus 2. The right-hand one is 3, so I'm going to need to multiply that by x plus 2 so that I have the same denominators. And then I'm going to expand and basically hope that something's going to happen. So 3x plus 3x is 6x, and 3 times 2 is 6, and all that's divided by x plus 1 over x plus 2. So on the face of it, I can't simplify that, but I can, because if I take out a 6, that gives me x plus 1 over x plus 1. So I have a linear factor, as we call it, divided by x plus 2. X plus 1's cancel, so my final answer is going to be 6 over x plus 2. First question done. Nice little sort of algebra question there. Well done. Next one. Okay. There are certain set of questions that often students don't like at all, but actually really you're just kind of doing a very similar thing each time. This is what's known as my relationship. So this is what I know that A is proportional to C, or directly proportional, root C, which means I can say that A is equal to K times root C. So that is an equation that I've got set up. Then it tells me that W is inversely proportional to A cubed, which means I can also write that W, well, I can't write K again because I've used K, so I'm going to use M over A cubed. I'm not going to use L because L looks a little bit like a 1. And then it gives me two sets of numbers. So therefore I can find out what K is, I can find out what M is. So I'm going to call this 1 and 2, and then you can clearly see what I'm doing. So using 1, I can say that A equals K root C, C equals 49, A equals 35, so therefore 35 equals K times the square root of C, which is 7, which means that K is equal to 5. And that means that generally an equation that links A and C is that A equals 5 times the square root of C. Using number 2. Now, this one looks slightly hard, but it's not too bad. I know that 16 is equal to M, that I don't know, I'm trying to find out, divided by A cubed, where 2 cubed is 8, which means that M is equal to 16 times 8. I'm going to get my calculator out. So 16 times 8 is going to be equal to 128. Which means I also have an equation here that, which way around is it? So W is equal to 128 over A cubed, where A is 5 root C. So 5 root C all cubed. Wow, let's zoom in a bit. In fact, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just make this a little bit bigger so you can see it clearly. So that's the thing that I've got. So I've got an equation now for W in terms of C. So what I did is I took my A equation, put it in my C equation, and that gave me a final equation which links my W and my C. Make it slightly neater. Then it says find the value of W when C equals 4. Well, I've got an equation, so I can just put it in the equation. So that W equals 128 over 5 times 4 square rooted is 2 cubed, which is going to be 128 over 5 times 10. Make sure my brackets are correct. 5 times 10, or 10 cubed is 1,000, which is going to be 0.128. Wow, what a really cleverly worded question. That was 3 or 4 years ago, that would definitely be considered a very hard question. But they have started asking questions a lot more now where they link the two things up. So well done if you got that. Next question. Write down. Write down is maths code 4. You should just be able to do it. Not much maths involved. The equation, the curve shown. Now, to me, I'm going to draw these things in clearly. I would say, I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time. I would say it's clearly a sine curve that's being moved down. So what was 1 here is now minus 1 here, so I moved it down by 2, so therefore my equation is going to be sine x minus 2. Now the reality is I don't have enough information to actually draw that properly, but I think that's what they're going for. Question done. Next question, what have we got here? A circle has equation x squared plus y squared, straight line y equals 2 metres circle, going to give you coordinates point A, give you answer. So, okay. It's a strange question because they've given you a diagram. Normally on a diagram you have to read the diagram, but actually here I think they just want you to solve it, don't they? Also want your answer in third form, which is a clue that your answer isn't going to be a nice lovely answer. What do we have? Well, we have an equation x squared plus y squared equals 25. And we also have a line y equals 2. So I know that y equals 2 at the points A and B, so therefore x squared plus 2 squared is 4 equals 25, which means that x equals 25 minus 4 is 21, plus minus the square root of 21. And we already know that y equals 2. Actually, this is a lot more straightforward than it looked before I started it. So therefore A equals, now by inspection, really good word you can use in your exam. So by inspection, because I can see from the diagram, A equals minus the square root of 21, 2, and B equals the positive square root of 21, 2, and that is the final question of today done. As ever, how do we do? Nice mix of questions today. Really enjoyed those questions. Usual thing, let me know how you did in the comments. I really appreciate reading some of those. Do like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks all.